Good day children, Sai Ram. In today's class of English New Voices, we are going to continue with the exercises in lesson number 3, Catch That Cat. In our previous class, we had started with the arrangement of given sets of words in alphabetical order. In today's class, we will continue with the same exercise. Arrange the given sets of words in alphabetical order. Children, this is the order of the letters. This will enable us to arrange the words in alphabetical order. The words are craftsman, crack, cranky, craft, crawl. Craftsman, crack, cranky, craft, crawl. Craftsman is a person who is trained or skilled to do a particular job using his or her hands. Crack means to break something open. Cranky is a person who gets easily irritated or annoyed. Craft is an activity or job which requires skill using hands. Crawl means to move slowly using hands and knees with body close to the ground. So children, now let us arrange this set of words in alphabetical order. For that we will have to first compare the letters of all the given words. So now let us compare the first letter of all the words. If you see, the first letter of all the words is the same. So now let us compare the second letter. The second letter is also same for all the words. So now let us compare the third letter. The third letter is also the same for all the words. So now let us compare the fourth letter. If you see, for craftsman and craft, the fourth letter is a F. For crack, it is a C. For cranky, it is N. And for crawl, the fourth letter is W. So if you see, the C comes before F, N and W. So crack will be our first word. If you see, the fourth letter for craftsman and craft is a F. So after crack, we will have to arrange craftsman and craft. So now let us compare the fifth letter. The fifth letter is the same for craftsman and craft. So now let us move to the sixth letter. Craft is a 5-letter word, whereas craftsman has a S after T. So naturally craft will be our second word and craftsman will be our third word. So first will be crack, second will be craft and third will be craftsman. So now let us arrange cranky and crawl. So the fourth letter for cranky is N, whereas the fourth letter for crawl is W. We know that N comes before W. So cranky will be our fourth word and crawl will be our fifth word. So the arrangement of words will be as follows: crack, craft, craftsman, cranky, crawl. Crack, craft, craftsman, cranky, crawl. Okay children, so now let us move to the next set of words. This is the next set of words: measure, may, measles, maze, mayor. Measure, may, measles, maze, mayor. Measure means to assess the quantity, length, height or weight of something. May is a polite way of asking something. Measles is an infectious skin disease. Maze is a path or road designed to confuse you. And mayor is a person who is elected to look after the working of a town. So now let us arrange the given set of words in alphabetical order. So the first step is to compare the first letter of all the words. If you see, the first letter of all the words is the same. So now let us compare the second letter. The second letter for May, maize and mayor is a A, whereas the second letter for measure and measles is a E. We know that A comes before E. So we will have to arrange May, maize and mayor first, and then measure and measles. Since the first two letters of May, maize and mayor are the same, let us compare the third letter. The third letter for May and mayor is a Y, whereas for maize it is Z. We know that Y comes before Z. So we will arrange May and mayor first. So now let us move to the next letter. Since the first three letters are the same for May and mayor, we will compare the fourth letter. Now for mayor, the fourth letter is a O, whereas May is a three-letter word. So naturally May will come first and then mayor, and third word will be maize. So now let us arrange measure and measles. So if you compare, the first three letters are the same for measure and measles. Even the fourth letter is the same. So now let us compare the fifth letter. Since the first four letters are the same for measure and measles, we will compare the fifth letter. The fifth letter for measure is a U, whereas for measles it is L. We know that L comes before U. So measles will be our fourth word and measure will be our fifth word. So the arrangement of words are as follows: May, mayor, maize, measles, measure. May, mayor, maize, measles, measure. Children, I hope you have understood this part very well. Now let us move to the grammar part. In grammar part, we are going to learn about sentences. So let us understand what is a sentence. A sentence is a group of words that are put together to mean something. So a sentence contains a number of words, and all the words are arranged in such a way that they make sense. They convey some meaning. For example, this is a group of words, but does it make any sense? No, it does not make any sense. So we cannot say that this is a sentence. So now let us rearrange this group of words to form a meaningful sentence. Do not sit here. Now does it make sense? Yes. So this is a sentence. A sentence always contains a doing word. A sentence should always contain a verb or a doing word or an action word. A sentence always begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop, question mark or exclamation mark. A sentence should begin and always begins with a capital letter and it ends with a full stop, a question mark or an exclamation mark. Capital letter, full stop, question mark, comma and exclamation mark are known as punctuation marks. Children, you have learned punctuation marks in your grammar lessons. Punctuation marks are symbols that are used in sentences to make their meaning clear. The symbol for full stop is this. Question mark, exclamation mark and comma. Now, use of capital letters. A sentence should always begin with a capital letter. Remember this, children, this is very important. Whenever you are writing a sentence, the beginning of a sentence should always be in capital letter. The first letter of a proper noun is written using a capital letter. We also use capital letters for proper nouns. What are proper nouns? Yes, proper nouns are special names given to a person, place, animal or thing. Use of question mark. A question mark is used at the end of a sentence that asks a question. For example, what are you doing? So this is a question asked, and that is why the sentence ends with a question mark. Use of full stop. A full stop tells us that the sentence has ended. So full stop indicates that the sentence has ended. It is the end of the sentence. Example, he sat down on the chair. So this sentence ends with a full stop and it indicates that the sentence has ended. Use of comma. A comma is used to give a pause in between a very long sentence. So if the sentence is very long, a comma is given so that you can take a pause. If you do not work hard for your exams, you may fail to score good marks. So children, you can see that this is a very long sentence. So here you can see a comma wherein you have to take a pause. So wherever you see a comma, you have to take a pause. For example, you will read this sentence as follows. If you do not work hard for your exams, you may fail to score good marks. If you do not work hard for your exams, you may fail to score good marks. A comma is used to separate a series of words. For example, our teacher teaches us English, Maths, EVS 1 and EVS 2. So here a number of subjects are given which your teacher teaches you. So to differentiate one subject from the other, a comma is used. So you will read it as follows. Our teacher teaches us English, Maths, EVS 1 and EVS 2. A comma is used to separate a number of words that describe a noun. What are describing words known as? Describing words are known as adjectives. So, comma is also used to differentiate the number of adjectives that describes a person, a place, an animal or a thing. He is an intelligent, honest, hardworking and a kind-hearted person. Here you can see a number of adjectives are used and all the adjectives are differentiated from one another with the help of a comma. He is an intelligent, honest, hardworking and a kind-hearted person. Use of exclamation mark. An exclamation mark is used to show a sudden or spontaneous response of a person to something or somebody. The immediate or spontaneous response or reaction of a person to something or somebody is indicated with an exclamation mark. We use exclamation mark after an interjection. So now let us understand what is an interjection. Interjections are words that express sudden reaction or strong feelings of a person. So interjections are words which shows the sudden spontaneous reactions or response of a person. For example, oops, I forgot the keys. Suppose you come out of your house and close the door and immediately you remember that you forgot the keys. What would be your first reaction or your first response? Oops, I forgot the keys. So here oops is an interjection. It is the first response or the sudden response that comes when you realize that you have made a mistake. Okay. The second example, ouch, it is painful. Somebody pinches you hard or somebody hits you hard. What will be your first response or the first word that will come out of your mouth? Ouch, it is painful. So ouch is an interjection which shows strong feeling or the sudden response of a person when somebody hits him or her or somebody pinches him or her. So here ouch is an interjection and we put an exclamation mark after the interjection. Here oops is an interjection and an exclamation mark is inserted after the interjection. The third example, wow, what a beautiful house. Suppose you are walking on the road and you immediately happen to see a house which is very beautiful. The sudden response that you will give is, wow, what a beautiful house. So here wow is an interjection and we put an exclamation mark after the interjection. Okay children? The next one, yuck, it's not tasty at all. Suppose you put something in your mouth to eat and you realize the taste is very horrible. So the first response or the first reaction you will give, the first word that will come out of your mouth is yuck, it's not tasty at all. So here yuck is an interjection and we put an exclamation mark after the interjection. Children, I hope you have understood what is an interjection and when do we insert an exclamation mark. Okay, so shall we proceed with the exercise now? Okay. Arrange the given words to form meaningful sentences. Use punctuation marks wherever needed. So I will be showing you a group of words which do not make any sense. You have to rearrange the given group of words to make meaningful sentences. And you have to also use punctuation marks wherever it is needed. Likes Mohit eat 2 grapes. You have to rearrange the given group of words to form meaningful sentence. Yes, Mohit likes to eat grapes. So here the sentence will begin with a capital letter and it will end with a full stop. Okay children? The next one. A great is Virat batsman. A great is Virat batsman. Yes, Virat is a great batsman. So here you can see that the sentence will begin with a capital letter and it will end with a full stop. Next one. Home Rohan when did go. Home Rohan when did go. When did Rohan go home? So here you can see the sentence begins with a capital letter and it ends with a question mark because it is a question asked. What question is asked? When did Rohan go home? And here you can see Rohan, R is capital for Rohan. Why? Because Rohan is a proper noun. It is a special name given to a person. So here R is written in capital letter. The next one, elephants strong are animals. Elephants strong are animals. Yes, elephants are strong animals. Elephants are strong animals. Here the sentence begins with a capital letter and it ends with a full stop. Next one. Hiding the door who is behind. Hiding the door who is behind. Yes, Who is hiding behind the door? Again, it is a question asked. So, it ends with a question mark and the sentence begins with a capital letter. Okay, children? Next one. Horse the cart the pulled. Horse the cart the pulled. Yes, the horse pulled the cart. Again, here the sentence begins with a capital letter and it ends with a full stop. Okay, so now let us move on to the next exercise. Punctuate the following. Meera loves to cook dinner for her family. Meera loves to cook dinner for her family. Yes, it is a general statement made. So, the sentence will end with a full stop. Meera loves to cook dinner for her family. The sentence will end with a full stop because it is a general statement made. Next one. What do you think she will make for dinner tonight? What do you think she will make for dinner tonight? Yes, this is a question asked. So the sentence will end with a question mark. Very good. So the sentence ends with a question mark because it is a question asked. Oh no, Shruti shouted. Oh no, Shruti shouted. Yes, children, after oh no, we will insert an exclamation mark. Why? Because oh no is an interjection. It is the sudden reaction or response of a person when he or she realizes that he or she has done some mistake or something has happened which should not happen. So here oh no is an interjection. So we will insert an exclamation mark after the interjection and then it will end with a full stop. The sentence will end with a full stop. Oh no, Shruti shouted. So after the interjection we will insert an exclamation mark and the sentence will end with a full stop. Next one. Would you like to play with me? Would you like to play with me? Yes, this is a question asked. So the sentence will end with a question mark. Very good. See, the sentence ends with a question mark because it is a question asked. Would you like to play with me? Open the door. Open the door. Yes, it will end with a full stop. Open the door. This sentence will end with a full stop. Next one. After he won the game, Jagat shouted, "Hooray!" Yes, children, here hooray is an interjection. So after the interjection, there will be an exclamation mark. Okay. So hooray is the sudden response or reaction of a person when he or she wins the game. So here Jagat has won the game and so he is giving a sudden response or reaction and the response is hooray. After he won the game, Jagat shouted hooray. So here to separate the sentence from the interjection, I have inserted a comma and after the interjection, I have inserted an exclamation mark. Let's go to the park and have a picnic tomorrow. Let's go to the park and have a picnic tomorrow. Yes, this is a general statement, so the sentence will end with a full stop. Let's go to the park and have a picnic tomorrow. So, this sentence will end with a full stop. Ouch! The pan is hot. Ouch, the pan is hot. Yes, here ouch is an interjection. It is the sudden response or reaction of a person when he or she burns his or her fingers. So here ouch is an interjection. So after the interjection we will insert an exclamation mark. And after the exclamation mark, the first word will begin with a capital letter. Children, always remember, after the exclamation mark, the first word will begin with a capital letter. So here T will be written in capital letter, and we will insert a full stop at the end of the sentence. Ouch, the pan is hot. So here the punctuation marks are an exclamation mark, capital letter after the exclamation mark, and a full stop at the end of the sentence. So with this we come to the end of today's class. I hope children you have understood whatever I have taught you today. In the next week we will have revision classes for all the subjects. Do watch all the videos carefully so that you can score good marks for your exams. So see you very soon. Bye, Saira.